Hold up! Her father, Robert, slammed his champagne glass down. His eyes weren't just on me, they were burning through me. Aren't you the secret multimillionaire who bought my entire company 3 years ago? The wedding reception froze. My new daughter-in-law, Sophia, who just called me the family embarrassment, turned ghost white. She thought I was just a quiet widow in an old navy dress. She thought she married into wealth. She thought she had me figured out. She was dead wrong. I was the anonymous investor, the quiet predator who saved her dad's failing empire just to keep it from her. Now she knows. Now her power move is a ticking clock. How long until she realizes I have the power to destroy her entire family for insulting me? If you feel that gut punch of, oh no, she's about to get hers, you need to smash that subscribe button right now, seriously. If you scroll past this without subscribing, it's a guaranteed sign that you'll miss the single most important detail in this whole drama and you'll be kicking yourself later. Don't be that person who always shows up late to the tea party. My name is Olivia. For the last 15 years, I've been perfecting the art of being strategically invisible. It's a skill that turned out to be the ultimate prep for this whole mess. My son, Derek, had been dating Sophia for only 8 months. I'd met her twice, and both times she was real nosy, asking direct questions about my modest Austin, Texas lifestyle and if I needed help with my expenses as I got older. She was sizing me up all right. The wedding was extra. It was at the Reynolds estate in the exclusive rolling hills of Greenwich, Connecticut, the kind of spread that makes a Hamptons mansion look like a starter home. Sophia's dress probably cost more than most folks make in a year. I chose my outfit carefully. A simple navy blue dress, nice, but nothing that would flex. I looked exactly like what they expected. A comfy but not rich widow living on an old engineer's pension. Her mom, George, was giving me the major side-eye like I was furniture that didn't match the bougie decor. The reception was where the vibe check failed. I was in a corner watching Derek dance when Sophia approached with her parents. "Mom, Dad," she said, with this sickly sweet tone that just makes your teeth hurt. "I want you to meet Derek's mother, the family embarrassment we all have to deal with." Robert Reynolds' eyes locked on my face. "Emily Turner," he murmured. I was no longer invisible. "Wait, aren't you the woman from the acquisition board? The anonymous investor who bought my company 3 years ago?" Robert's words cut through the noise like a knife through silk. The color just drained from Sophia's face. That superiority complex? Gone, replaced by pure, unadulterated panic. The truth is, most people don't know what real wealth looks like. They expect the designer labels and the fancy cars. They don't expect a woman in an elegant, simple dress who drives a reliable sedan. It all started with my late husband, Thomas, an engineer who invented a game-changing piece of tech for cell phone batteries in San Jose, California. We sold the patent in 2012 for $25 million. That same day, we made a pact. We told Derek it was enough to be comfortable, but nothing crazy. What Derek didn't know was that $25 million was just the starter money. We were systematic investors in stocks, real estate in emerging Florida districts, and tech startups. By the time Thomas passed away, our portfolio was worth over $800 million, the same money I used to acquire Reynolds Holdings. Sophia was asking me if I needed help managing my modest finances, while I was the anonymous investor who saved her father's company from total ruin. Look, you just heard how I was running a silent, calculated play for 15 years. If you think this kind of power move is going to stop now, you're dead wrong. Do you really want to miss the fallout? If you don't subscribe, it means you're okay with missing how justice gets served. And for those of you scrolling by right now, comment "too shady" below and explain why you're not subscribing. We need to know who's on the side of justice and who's just a tourist here. I played it cool. "I think you're confusing me with someone else," I said. But the secret was out. The next morning, Derek was pacing my apartment in Boston, looking like a caged animal. He was frantic. "Mom, Robert thinks you're some kind of major investor. What's the deal?" This was the conversation I'd been dodging. How do I tell my son, who worked 60-hour weeks to buy his house, that I could buy his entire company without noticing it in my budget? Then my phone buzzed. It was a text from Sophia. "Olivia, I think we should have lunch today. There are some things Derek and I want to discuss." She was definitely ready to dig deeper. Stop right there. You see how fast Sophia went from the wedding aisle to a financial lunch meeting? Deceit like this is everywhere. If you're not subscribed to this channel, you're basically a walking target for the next person who tries to manipulate your life. If you think you're too smart to get played, hit subscribe right now or drop your biggest fear about family money drama in the comments. Seriously, protect yourself. Sophia picked the most expensive, swanky place in the city and ordered a $1,000 bottle of Bordeaux. There's nothing casual about our family anymore, she purred. She was playing chess and she thought she had checkmate. She pulled out her phone and showed us a news article from the signing. There, half hidden, was a woman in a navy blue dress. The posture, her height, even the way she's holding her purse. It's incredibly similar to you, Olivia, Sophia said. Derek's face was a roadmap of dawning horror. Mum, tell me you're not who she thinks you are. I looked at my son. 15 years of well-intentioned lies were finally catching up. 3 days later, I was with my financial advisor. Sophia had already hired a private investigator and was making discreet SEC inquiries. She was building a formal legal case to force a settlement. I realized I hid my fortune to protect Derek, and now the secret could destroy everything he worked for. Sophia arrived the next night, proposing a family foundation with shared governance, asking for an initial funding of around $50 million. Her audacity was wild. Then I dropped the bomb. This is where the gloves come off. You've followed this story of manipulation and deceit this far. You have a moral obligation to see justice delivered. If you stop watching and don't subscribe right now, you're admitting that you can't handle the truth about how the rich really fight. You need to see the ending. And if you refuse to subscribe, go into the comments and tell everyone, I'm afraid of commitment, and nothing else. Do you love my son? I asked her, cutting right through the legal jargon. Then I pulled out the folder, records of her communications with Aguilar Private Investigations, her consultations with a law firm specializing in estate disputes, and her new lines of credit, borrowing against a supposed future improvement in her family's financial status. I was holding her whole playbook. You introduced me as a family embarrassment at your wedding, I countered, and then you filed complaints to force me into a settlement. Now you want to lecture me on respect. Derek finally looked at Sophia, his eyes full of pain. Did you marry me because you loved me, or because you thought I came from a family with money? She couldn't answer. I had a counter-proposal, $5 million, a one-time payment. In exchange, she had to withdraw all complaints, cease all investigations, and sign an agreement promising to never contact me or Derek ever again. And if I refuse? Sophia asked. I smiled. Then you get nothing. Your parents lose the house, Robert loses his income, and you will spend years tied up in lawsuits that will cost you far more than you could ever hope to win. The next morning at 11:47 a.m., Sophia took the money. She and her parents were gone, ghosted from our lives. Derek filed for divorce the following week. 6 months later, he called me. Mom, I met someone. Her name is Sarah. She's a teacher and has no idea you're rich. He said, when I told her my mom lived in a nice apartment and drove a reliable car, she said it sounded like a woman who had her priorities straight. She sounds perfect. You made it to the end. But what good is seeing this story if you don't use it to change your life? This channel is here to expose the real drama and empower you. Don't be part of the silent, unsubscribed majority who lets these stories fade into the background. Hit subscribe now, prove you're ready to stand up for yourself, and comment, I will not be invisible, below. God always blesses and courage leads us to better days.